Mea Culpa is brought to you by Audio Up, Midas Touch, and LSJ Media. And it's written and produced by Jimmy Jelinek. Executive producers Jared Krustot, Jimmy Jelinek, myself, Michael Cohen.
Four 72683. Who could this be?
Good morning. Sorry, I have to change my name because I'm number
472683. Of course you are, but of course you are.
Which is a little bit dystopian and weird.
I would expect nothing less. Good afternoon.
Yes. How are you, Mr. Robert Neumark Jones?
I am okay. I'm coming off the end of a bank holiday weekend. So are you feeling similar vibes?
Yes, it feels like we need 2 more Sundays.
Oh, I know, but what would we do with them?
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, we probably don't need 2 more Sundays. Also, Rob, congratulations on like a year of your podcast.
What do you think, huh?
That's
I've actually done something. I know.
You must be so proud of it, are you?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, to keep anything going for a year, especially this year, I feel like is really...
Yeah. It's one of the few commitments in life that I've actually stuck to, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like especially this year has been so nuts that like, I feel like having actually like routinely stuck with anything is a really great achievement.
Yeah, but like you're blowing smoke up my ass. This is just me talking to intelligent and interesting people. You actually fucking write plays and shit, you know? I'm just...
Well, I try.
You try and then you also succeed multiple times over.
Sometimes I succeed, yeah.
But you know, I mean, obviously we're recording and stuff. I'm sure I don't need to explain, but let me just give you the disclaimer.
Okay,
anything you want cut or whatever, I'll get removed. This bit will be removed because it's boring for people to listen to.
Yeah, of course.
Etc. You know, all of that stuff. I won't be releasing it probably for a week or so anyway. So
perfect.
You know, if this time next week you're like, why did I say that?
He got all my deepest, darkest secrets out of me.
Which seems unlikely, but that's that. And we're just gonna whatever.
Okay.
We can talk. Great. I don't have anything until 3, so as long or as short, whenever you have to go.
I should move background, Rob. I feel like I'm in this crusty bedroom. Like, white is better.
It's mainly an audio experience, so whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Okay, grand. Then I'll stay sitting.
I've got my curtain drawn because check this out, right? Look how grey I look.
Oh my! I love your grey hair though. Salt and pepper, Rob.
I don't mind the salt and pepper. I wish the industry felt the same way, but
fucking industry.
I know.
Actually, maybe I'm gonna draw a curtain as well.
Just feel like the contrast suits me
really
more.
Dark stuff. This is maybe slightly better.
If I start gagging, it's not anything to do with you.
It's nothing personal, okay?
No, it's nothing personal. I've got these stupid fucking things.
Oh, are you doing Invisalign?
Yeah,
how's
except
it
is Invisalign, right? Except I'm not rolling in it, and Invisalign's like $5,000.
Yeah.
So it's SMT, which is straightmyteeth.com. They didn't even get the fucking verb right.
That is hilarious. Are you really sure that you can trust a company called Straight My Teeth?
I fucking can't. It's a nightmare. I'm just wearing.
Is it working though, Rob?
It is working though.
Yeah. And how much were they?
It was like 700 quid.
Oh my god, great.
Yeah.
But did you have crooked teeth, Rob?
I still do a little. Can you see the little?
Oh right, so you're just trying to move them in, kind of.
That's really it. Yeah. Sort that shit out. It's funny because talking to people who like had braces when they were kids, which I never did because I was, a rebel. they're all like, you know, oh yeah, it was horrible, I regret it. But then the time I'm talking to them, I'm also just checking out their teeth, being like, but if you had braces, why?
Yeah. Why are their teeth so crooked?
And
it's because we're all basically like 45 now, Rob. So like anyone who like had braces, it's like a long time ago.
Right, shit's changed. Yeah, it's so true. But the reason I bring it up is because they make me gag. So I've legendarily do not have a gag reflex. That's why I'm so good at DT. But no, but just now I'm just able to sort of make myself vomit. If I wanted to right now, without doing any of the business, I could just go, I can just do it now.
That's so weird.
That's not a skill.
What has straight my teeth done to you, Rob?
Turned me into the hobbit I always was.
Oh my god.
I know. I want to talk about so many things to you, but
okay, great. Well, I'm delighted to have a chat. Also, I was listening to you and Kaitlyn on the radio. You guys are so cute together. Also, she got such a good singing voice, Rob. What the hell?
I know. She said she was going to be a singer, but then she had the birthmark thing, and it screwed up her confidence at a crucial age, kind of thing. So you know what that stuff's like. Yeah.
Just when you hear people like sing a random line of something, and you're like, wait a second, you're really good. Like,
I've got neighbors who sing the whole time and they can't sing at all, and they're just constantly belting out. Like the other day, Anton, bless his heart, he sang Free Falling for 3 hours in a row, and basically just the chorus, and really out of tune.
You know what? Good for him. Good for Anton. Isn't it nice he hasn't lost the joy of music, even though he's tone deaf?
I wish I was able to be that confident as the one, the only. Who's coming into the room?
Who's coming in? Oh my god! Get in.
Sit down. Say hello to Eva. Come on.
Hello to Eva.
Yay, how are you, darling Kaitlyn? How was your amazing barbecue weekend?
It was amazing, and we had a Hildy and a Matty, and
yay! And did you have loads of drinks and too much fun, basically?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It was one of those. You know how sometimes you can have a big party, and then the next day you're like, okay, I'm up. I'm gonna clean everything. Yeah. That was not us.
No. Yeah, you were like, not that. Yeah.
We just lived in the chaos.
Yeah, we're like, this is our lives now.
This is our new life.
This is our new life.
We are cats.
Hildy was saying, so are you guys on your own in the flat now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my god, nice.
Yeah.
A little pad all to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh yes. I mean, you know what that feels like.
Oh my god, now I'm like, how did I live with people for so long?
Yeah.
You had like your room was beautiful, but it was in like the living room.
Oh yeah, it was the living room. Like it was crazy. And we lived with like on average about 8 people at a time. So everyone would always be like shacked up with someone. And now I look back, I'm like, we were nuts, but
yeah, I mean, but that was our start, even back in our early Edinburgh days.
It was.
We were all in like one room.
We were. Oh my god, we lived like absolute nut jobs. Like one of my friends was like, "You still do that, Eva? You're still the same." I'm like, maybe similar vibe, but I feel like we're a little bit more civilized now. Like, I feel like if I was going to cast a play now, I wouldn't put 13 people in a 2-bed house, for example.
Like I've had a glow up. Okay, give me something. Oh god.
Because remember, you came over from America, Kaitlyn, that summer, and we were like, well, okay, we're gonna have to give Rob his own room.
Yeah, right. Begrudgingly.
His girlfriend's literally coming from New York. Like, we can't put them into the sardine room.
Yeah, that was a nice place.
That was a really nice place for us, not for
us.
everyone.
Yeah. It was a good summer in general, though. I feel it was good vibes.
That was a great summer. What play was that? Which one was that?
Kiss Me and You'll See I'm
That was Kiss Me, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was the one that won the awards and shit, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Transferred to London.
And then you were going off to Greece or somewhere, Rob, on your MA, weren't you?
Yeah, that's why I couldn't do.
You were just starting in, was it Central?
Drama Centre.
Drama Centre.
R.I.P.
Is it done?
Well, they fucking had some blow up with the university, and they stopped taking new students.
Oh my god, really?
Like 2 years ago. That. Yeah. So I don't know if that's changed or if they're still sort of in limbo. Like they still exist.
Guys, I'm gonna be real creep. I'm just taking a picture of all of us together so I can send it to Hildy.
Doing it the creepiest way. When she logged on, she was 423836 or something like that. That was her name.
That's like it comes up as my name on every single Zoom call. So no matter who I'm meeting, I have to be like, oh, sorry.
You're sure you're not working for China?
Yeah, literally everyone says that.
We all are, aren't we? I'm sure Zoom is
On some
selling
level.
all of this.
Hello,
anyway.
China.
Hello, China.
Hey, China. Hi, Bezos. How you doing?
Guys, is it roasting in London, by the way?
Boiling.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
are you?
I'm like outside Brighton on like a writer's retreat for the week in a place called
Oh,
Peacehaven. Have you ever heard of it?
nice.
It's just like further on from
Sounds
Brighton, but
nice.
it's like
I mean,
fucking
Peacehaven.
tropical. I know it's kind of a mad name, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of overselling it a bit.
Yeah, it is. It actually is just like suburbia, basically.
Yeah, it's like, steady on, guys. It's a small town.
Yeah. But like a Tesco Metro is its only shop.
That sounds really good. I mean, you know, if you need a retreat, you shouldn't have many things to choose
Yeah.
from. You have to study.
Exactly. Very simple Tesco Metro.
What are you running away from, though, huh? That's the
Oh,
retreat.
everything, Rob. I just run away at any opportunity, basically.
How long is this for? Because you were in Brighton last week too.
Yes, I was doing a workshop with, do you know Bryony Kimmings? Do you know her work, Rob?
Yes.
Yes, I did it. What? What does yes mean?
That means no, but I'm not allowed to say no.
Oh, right. Okay, right. I thought you meant that like you maybe used to sleep with her or something.
Oh,
No.
Yes.
It'd be like, okay, well, this call's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Ooh,
no, I was doing that in Brighton like 2 weeks ago, and now suddenly I've ended up almost back in Brighton.
yeah,
It's
that's
calling
cool.
me.
That's cool. Can you talk about the project that you're working on, or is this?
Yes, I'm finishing like a spec script for like a solo TV thing.
Ooh.
I'm trying to finish a play, and I just got asked to do this weird trilingual project. So I'm going to be writing the Irish part of an Irish, Welsh, and Scots Gaelic play.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think it's called Chalk, which means home, and it's kind of still early stages, but basically 3 companies in Ireland, Wales, and Scotland all like chose a playwright, and then they put us together, and now we're starting to like do meetups, and the 3 of us somehow are
Wow.
gonna write a trilingual play.
That's amazing.
God, that's going to be the most hard to understand play.
Yeah. Rob's like, I'm not going to that play.
Love it. Gonna write it. Not gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly. So no, but I feel like hopefully it will mean that I can, like, for example, go to Scotland, go to Wales, you know,
Yeah.
anything sort of that involves like lots of niche languages often ends up you get to go to cool places. So
Yeah.
Mm.
For sure.
There's a town in Wales that like looks like Italy, and I'm trying to remember.
Oh, yeah.
Is it man.
Port
Something
something.
with a P, I think.
wait, it looks like as in it looks
Yeah, the
physically
buildings
like
and the
Italy.
architecture and stuff. Kind of.
Let me show you. It's yeah. If you go to. Here
I
we go,
really didn't
found
think
it.
anywhere in Wales, no offense to Wales, looks like Italy.
Wales town,
Italy,
Italy.
yeah.
It's like on the coast. It looks absolutely
Gorgeous.
beautiful. What is it?
Oh yeah,
Port Marion. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Check this place out.
I'll
If you just
request
saw these photos, you would
request
think,
to go to Port Marion to write my play.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. You just
If
be
you
like,
want a
I simply
Mediterranean
must just
vibe.
go here.
What the hell? Even the trees are like
know.
who did this? Some Welsh guy in Wales who loved Italy.
I'm guessing that they took like a break to the Med, and they were like, "Can you do a Welsh accent?" I was about to try, but I think it
No.
was going to come out Scottish, so I didn't.
I can't do Welsh.
I love it. No, that's not. No, that's Rob Brydon. No, the trip. Forget it. It's not entertaining.
But anyway, yeah. So if you do end up going to Wales, try to push to go there.
Yes, I will. Wow.
Yeah. Cool. That's what we're going to talk about for the next hour. If you're cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, just flick through the pictures.
Yeah, I reckon some Italian dude.
Oh,
came to
I
Wales,
just saw a
some
mention of a
Welsh
chocolate
dude.
chip gelato
Oh.
ice cream situation in this article as you were scrolling down. And suddenly it
Quick
made me
question:
really
what's your
want ice
favorite
cream.
flavor of ice cream or gelato?
I actually kind of prefer like Twisters or Soleros or like Calippos. Like I'm not actually a really straight up ice creamy person. I'm
You
more of
more
like
a sorbet kind of girl.
yeah, sorbet. That is literally up my street. Like if I'm on holiday, I'm like lemon sorbet, get in. Because like especially if it's hot, you don't want to eat like 10 kilos of ice cream sometimes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the biggest chocolate fan, but the fun fact was I went somewhere in Italy, probably Rome, and I tried a chocolate gelato for the first time. And then after that, I liked chocolate. And I think that if you try something that is very good quality, You can
Yes.
probably challenge anyone to like kind of go back on their views of certain foods unless they're allergic to it.
Or unless it's like something really intense. Like, have you heard of lutefisk, Eva?
No.
Oh,
What?
this is gonna be fun. Wait till you read what this thing is. I think even if someone gave me the best in the world,
Dried whitefish. Right.
oh, it's
Ew.
yeah, aged and dried and pickled in lye. This isn't actually the thing.
Gelatinous in texture after being rehydrated for days. No, I'm not into
That
this.
isn't even the thing that I meant. It's like something
Oh yeah.
that's like rotted whale that they eat.
Well, so
Like-
far all of the results for lutefisk aren't looking that appealing. Killer whale.
Who knows
What?
Eva, are you
It's-
still vegan?
Or is it shark?
Yeah, I'm still vegan. Now I'm even more
So
vegan
we're
than
showing
ever
these
from these
crazy-
search
I mean,
results.
if yeah, here it
I was
is.
just
It's
trying to
the-
reinforce my beliefs.
Here we go. Hakal is the national dish of Iceland. The national dish.
Yeah.
So it's fermented rotted shark that's been dried.
Oh dear.
Fancy
Making it an acquired taste, it says. I mean, maybe it's like super salty or something.
Yeah.
it looks it.
Then like
like-
if we can preserve it, we shall eat it.
I mean, to be fair to them, there were a lot of sharks probably around, Iceland.
It's often served in cubes on toothpicks. I mean, it sounds a bit fun. Like, it sounds like,
Yeah,
A bit of
I
a
think it's
novelty
like stinky
experience.
cheese or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, it's
oh my
kind
God, I
of
can't believe you just Googled rotting shark Norwegian. Rob's like, cut to the chase.
Is this how you thought this conversation was going to go?
Yeah, Rob's like, please can you log on at 1 p.m. We will begin promptly to discuss rotting Norwegian shark.
I'd like to think that was a lot of my influence, and you're welcome. But now I have to go back to work.
And
Adios.
Kaitlyn, before you leave, are you writing still loads of poems these days?
Just did a big session the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Oh my God,
did.
did you?
I'm trying to go back into actually publishing a chapbook, but I need to get it all together. So I have like the writing, but it's not organized enough yet. if that
That's
makes
really exciting. And do you think, do you know a publisher or can you?
No, so that's going to be the next step of like reaching out to friends like you and other
Yes.
friends who have done it and figuring out the next steps. But I want it to be like more cohesive first. I have a lot of poetry though,
Yeah.
so it's not about the content. It's
No.
Well,
about,
that's good. I mean, I feel like that's what most people struggle with the content, but you're like, no,
Yeah.
I got the poems.
but I think that it needs to be like even more content before I start scaling it back. So it's like 'cause-
Okay.
'cause every time you keep writing or I keep writing, there's like a new theme that pops up or a new person I should be writing about, or something
Yes.
that pops up. And so I just need to write then like 50 more about that person and this, and then I'll scale it back and then it'll be cohesive. But
Yeah.
hoping by the
I'm
end
so
of
happy you're
the
still
year.
writing.
yeah, thank you. I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to read anything.
Oh, I can't believe I got a ping in here.
Yeah.
It's all about
Yeah.
Eva this episode, not me. Anyway, love you, Eva. Bye.
Bye, darling. See you later.
No,
Isn't it crazy? We're so used to Zoom now. It's like almost normal.
It's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to see some friends the other day, like in the park for the first time in, I don't know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
2 years, right? Because of this stupid thing. And sitting on the tube, like going there, I was like, God, going places really takes a long
Yeah, you're like, what a
time.
waste of my fucking life.
It wasn't even, it was like a half-hour tube journey. I was like, I used to just do this all the time.
I know.
Now I just turn on the computer instead. Isn't that better?
It is, in a way. I think also for a lot of meetings that kind of waste a lot of time either side is really good. Like
Yeah.
meetings of people that kind of end up taking way longer than they should. You
Yeah.
can get a lot of, I mean, I think you miss the in-person stuff as well, of course.
Well, so for me, it's like 90% of it, I think, is better.
yeah,
Then,
okay.
like, say, for example, I had this audition for something like I really want,
Right.
which I don't think I'm going to be able to do because it's going to clash with Kaitlyn's wedding. She's maid of honor in a
No.
wedding. You know what
Oh,
life's like.
yeah,
It always does
classic.
this, doesn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
But this audition, it was like for a theatre gig, and I was like, surely it'll be in person now. And it was like self-tape and then recalls over Zoom. And I'm like, see, now that is just something where just let me in the room, please. I want to charm you a bit. I
Oh
don't
my
want to have
God.
to light my space.
Oh my
and-
God, totally. Even just for the recall, just let me, I know you kind of want me. Let me come in and meet you, show you how sound I am. Like,
Yeah. It's such a difference. Whereas, like, if I'm just chatting with people I already know, or
I
like
know.
we're just discussing work stuff, it's like, okay, we don't
Yeah.
need to
We
like,
don't need to,
share the
yeah.
same oxygen. What difference does that make?
And when will you know about the play, Rob?
Well, I mean, I already know that I can't do it. I mean,
Could you not?
like the wedding is on a Saturday in the middle of the
Right.
run, and we go. It would be Tuesdays to Sundays. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Could you
unless
miss
they're
the
like,
wedding?
we'll have an. I could.
Yeah.
So Eva, let me get.
Yeah.
This is a good launch point.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because it was an Edinburgh that I did with, not with you guys. It was the one where we met.
Yes.
So this might be actually a really interesting topic to open up. So a really good friend of mine, Jammies, I was on his stag and I couldn't make his wedding because I was in Edinburgh to play. And the wedding was like the first amongst our group of friends. We have like a big group of friends. We're all still tight. I was still seeing some people there the other day. And I'm still really close with him. So like, but I've kind of always regretted not being at that wedding.
Have you?
Because like, I guess in my mind, it's like, well, Edinburgh is every year and Jammies' wedding is once. But Edinburgh's not every year. Edinburgh is one every year. And it's every time is different. And if I hadn't have gone, would I have met you? Like, would we be talking now? We've been friends for what? A decade?
Yeah,
I don't
literally
know.
nearly 10 years now, I'd say. Which is crazy.
So how do you perform the calculus of working that out?
It's really tricky, actually. I'm doing a show in July and my friend is getting married in between, and I'm gonna hopefully work it out.
Yeah.
She's a close friend, but yeah, I think in our industry we always put work before everything.
We do, yeah.
And it's quite interesting to hear you be like, actually, maybe that's not a great way to think about it. Like, I was talking to someone recently, actually, they were saying that they were at a wedding of an actor. There were two actors, actually, and apparently loads of people couldn't actually come on the day because like their whole circle is industry people.
God.
So it's real, like, it's tough. I don't know. I feel like that's quite a good lesson, though, what you just said. I feel like it would make me maybe reconsider or like take longer to decide before I'm just like, no, sorry, busy.
Yeah, because that's always been my default for the whole time I've been in this industry. It's like, well, these opportunities, they're not going to come around, you know, that kind of. But I think that is a bit panicky and like famine mentality, really.
Definitely.
Like,
and also, I feel like you can do in a wider kind of scale, you can do that for your whole career. You can be like, no, I can't go traveling for that summer because then I won't be around. Oh no, I can't take any time off in the winter months because maybe and it's like, well, actually there's in a way so few perks of our job, you know, that like maybe you should kind of just take those opportunities, and normally it's grand. Like,
because if you
I think that maybe that calmness comes maybe over time as you get a bit older and wiser. Possibly you can weigh up everything.
Like, I literally didn't even weigh it up. So it's like at the time I was just like, well, I can't go to this amazing wedding, which, okay, that's the worst news ever, but there we go. It wasn't even, well, you know, yes and no. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been great if I was there, but I saw him the other day and we're still really tight.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
It's one of those things. It's more like how you process it, I guess, in your mind. Like I don't know how useful having regrets are. And I don't have that many of them, but I definitely have some. And some I occasionally think of still. And it still stirs up a certain feeling in me. Not as strong as it did, but it's a shadow of that feeling. It's still residing there. And maybe this is like some kind of mechanism to try and avoid generating a new regret.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
What do you think?
I feel like I don't think about regrets a lot, but yeah, I feel like, well, I turned 30, so I feel like if you suddenly you start to see the world in a different way. It sounds so morbid, but like I think for the first time I started to look back instead of forward, like that weird, like I sound like an 80-year-old woman, but do you know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. And I don't think I have too many huge regrets either, but yeah, I definitely have certain memories sneak up on me at weak times. So I don't know if they count as regrets or not, but
it's hard to know. Like, they don't eat me away inside like some people, you know, who are like drowned in misery. I do think, you know,
disclaimer, I'm not drowned in misery.
Not yet. I mean, I'm swimming against the tide. I don't know. Thinking about that Edinburgh where we met though. Did did we meet first at your show, or did we meet doing the reading?
No, we met first, Rob, at NSDF in Scarborough, didn't we?
So it was doing the reading.
Yeah, it was doing a reading. I met you. I'm nearly sure this is what happened. I met you that week in Scarborough. You were doing a rehearsed reading. Was I doing it too? I can't remember.
We were in it together. Because
we were in it together.
You are still saved in my phone as Eva Wolfgirl, which
yeah.
know,
oh my god,
rock and roll.
That's so funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, we were doing reading together, and I was really impressed by you. I was like, I met this amazing actor. He's so good at the acting. And then then I was bringing a show to Edinburgh that summer, and I just contacted you. And I was in Germany because I had gone to do my Erasmus straight after that, and you had, I guess, gone back to London to be an actor. Probably. And yeah, then I just kind of went out on a limb a bit and was like, do you want to be in my show in Edinburgh? And you were like, yeah,
but we did it. Was it the year after then? Because that Edinburgh, we saw each other's shows. Like, you were doing Clinical Lies.
Yes, that must be it. Okay, yeah.
And then it was the Edinburgh after, because you came and saw my show, I came and saw your show.
Yes,
which was astonishing. Like, you're such a phenom. But anyone who's never seen Eva perform, it's just like it takes.
Oh, that's such a nice thing to say. Because I really fucking miss performing. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing so much on your show, but I really it's been a real reminder this year of how much performing like helps you, like charges you up. Like, because I do so much writing. Kind of like a load of people I know have been like, yeah, I was totally happy this year. I was just ticking away, doing my scripts, you know, a little bit more time for deadlines because like people aren't putting pressure on you because COVID or whatever. And I was like, I just really found not being on stage like so difficult to cope with and so difficult to feel inspired from my writing then as a result.
So the two feed each other.
Yeah, exactly. And like someone was asking me yesterday, like, oh, which do you prefer? The classic questions. Like, I really feel like this year really reminded me that I want to do both. So it feels like it's kind of coming back now a little bit. I
guess. I mean, like, yeah, if you're the mousetrap, you can run. But
what does that mean? If you're the mousetrap, you can run. I'm like, why?
I mean, that show can afford to operate at.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was like an old saying. If you were the mousetrap, you can run.
Well, darling, as they say, mousetrap. No. I wish it was.
As they say in the industry.
No, nothing like that.
I saw an amazing show. Sorry, I know that you are meant to guide this discussion, but it just popped into my head.
I absolutely am not. That's not what it is.
Grand. Go I saw this amazing show, the first one I had seen in the theatre, called The Money. Have you heard of it?
No. Tell me.
Okay, I'll try and recount it briefly. Basically, you arrive into the theatre and most people, a majority of the audience are silent witnesses. So as you're going in, they're like, you're a silent witness. You must stay silent through the whole performance. But there's 10 people in the middle at this kind of center table who have bought more expensive tickets, and they're called the players, right? And this woman comes out at the start and she hands the players, the people in the middle, 200 quid. And she's like, this money is for you guys to spend. You only have 3 rules. You can't split it. You can't give it to charity, and you have to stay within the law. You've got 1 hour to decide. Go. Right. So Brilliant. All of us in the audience have to stay quiet. Well, meanwhile, everyone around this table starts debating what they should like do with the money. Like, I think 5 of the guys knew each other and we're on a stag party and we're like pretty obnoxious and we're like kind of mansplaining to other people in the group. They're suggesting going to a casino with the money. They were like suggesting giving to a homeless person, but then they started down this road of real dodgy debate about like whether homeless people can be trusted. Anyway, slowly but surely, people started, basically there was a rule that if as a silent witness, you could buy in, you could pay £20 and the money would go into the pot and then you could join the table.
Very interesting.
And this 14-year-old girl joined the table. Well, she looked about 14. She was like, I'm a dancer on a scholarship and I can't afford point shoes. I'm dancing on broken shoes. If I could get this money, it would be like, it would change my life. Like at the moment, I don't have the same equipment as my peers. Anyway, they were kind of like dismissive of her. Then 2 minutes later, this other woman gets up, she buys in and she just kind of like stands there and she's like, I sat in the audience in complete rage. Like, you've got this pot of money. You say you want to use it for something good. This young girl has the courage to come up, tell you her story, like petition you, and you completely ignore her, like put her down. She was like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And this woman basically whipped the whole group into shape. The stag party guys end up putting in extra money because they like feel so bad about how dickish they're being. And the girl left with like 420 quid.
Jesus Christ.
And it turned out she was only 12. Her mum stood up at the end and like burst into tears and was like, just, you know, she's only 12. And like the girl after was like, I want to audition for the Royal Ballet. And it was just so, it was also, there was not a single actor in the play. It was incredible.
That's so unique.
It started in the Fringe, unsurprisingly.
Right. Wow.
Like, it's the kind of show that if someone said to me, okay, let's come up with this really cool concept and there won't be any actors involved, we'll just throw some money into the audience and basically tell them, I'd be like, well, that will never work. It's like so risky. And
it is a huge risk. I mean, it's
amazing social experiment. It is a risk. And I'm sure I happened to see an amazing day and another day could be absolutely terrible, I guess. Yeah,
for sure. Of course. Did you ever see, this sounds amazing though. Did you ever see Golden Balls?
No.
It's kind of irrelevant. It's like a stupid quiz show, right?
Right.
You know, you win money. But the interesting part is at the end, you have two people, and it's a version of a thought experiment in philosophy called the prisoner's dilemma. But basically, you have this pot of money, it's 50 grand or whatever. You got these two balls in front of you, and one says split and one says steal.
Right.
And you get 2 minutes to discuss what you're going to do. You can say whatever you want, right? You can be like, let's just both split. If you both pick split and you both say it, then you split the money. If you both pick steal, no one gets it. But if you pick steal and the other person picks split, you get it.
Oh my gosh.
So it's so compulsive watching these people chat. You know, sometimes they're like,
so sometimes they like agree to share, but then one changes their mind and says they actually want to split.
You have to, but you know what, I'll show you a little, my favorite one. I'll show you. It's like 6 minutes, so maybe we won't watch the whole thing, but it's absolutely astonishing.
After a run of big cash balls, Ibrahim and Nick now have 13,600.
Okay, that's what they're going to split. He's going to explain what it is.
Okay, yeah.
And then it's going to get to the debate.
Ibrahim, Nick.
Oh my God.
2 final golden balls in front of you, and they are the most important golden balls of the game. You each have a golden ball with the word split inside. You both have a ball with the word steal written inside.
Okay, so
in front of you, so you know for definite which is split and which is steal, but obviously keep them concealed.
There we go.
From each other. Let's have a look.
Oh my God.
So they check.
How could you live with yourself?
How would you decide anything other than being completely honest? That's what blows my mind. But people do.
And these people don't know each other from before.
They don't know each other.
Yeah, so they don't owe each other anything.
They've got through to the end. That's it.
What I want you to do is to spend half a minute talking to each other about what you both should.
Oh, now they have to discuss.
This is the best bit.
Abraham, I want you to trust me. 100%, I'm going to pick the steel ball.
Sorry,
I'm going to choose the steel ball.
You're going to take.
I want you to do split, and I promise you that I will split the money with you.
Well, after you took steel.
Yeah.
You're going to take steel.
Yeah.
I'm going to take split.
Yeah.
So you take the money,
And I will split it with you.
after the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'll do that. If you do steel, we both walk away with nothing. I'm telling you, 100% I'm going to do it.
I appreciate that. Well, I'll give you another alternative.
Oh my God. You wouldn't trust him, would you?
Split.
I'm not going to pick split. I'm going to steal. Abraham, honestly, 100% would steal.
It's in your nature to steal.
No.
What happens if they both steal? You get nothing.
Get nothing. Nobody
Oh.
gets
You
anything.
would steal. If you do split, then I will split the money. Okay, well, I'm going to steal, so I'm going to leave with nothing.
Oh my God, what a fucking dickhead.
It gets deep.
I can't work out.
I know that I'm a decent guy and I will split the money with you.
Well, we should just both split it.
No, I'm going to do steal.
There is no
This guy is nuts. He's like, no, I'm stealing.
Of course. If I gave you my word, now let me tell you what my word means.
Okay.
My father once said to me, a man who doesn't keep his word is not a man. It's not worth nothing. It's not worth a dollar.
I agree. So, Abraham, I'm going to steal.
Oh my.
Steal.
What do you think?
The audience are laughing so much.
It's such an interesting laugh as well, isn't it? Because it's like, it's bewilderment, it's surprise, it's like an anomaly, but it's also like his character, the way he's doing it is
He's
just so funny.
Oh my God, what happens at the end? I need to know.
What do you think's gonna happen? I'll keep it playing. What do you think's gonna happen?
I mean, it doesn't really appear like he's going to change his mind.
I've told you my intention, and I've told you that I will split the money with you, Abraham.
If I gave my word that I was going to split, I would split. And you're going to take steal. So
the only way you can guarantee to walk away with 6,800
is by
is to
sharing.
guarantee that you both put the split all in. And I do now have to push you for a decision.
Oh my God.
No, that's not true.
Is he saying you're an idiot?
And the audience agree.
This can go on all night, and these people have got to get up for breakfast.
Also, your man in the middle looks like Voldemort. Doesn't he? He's like fully...
Split or steal. Now, please. Choose a ball.
What's he doing?
Well, I'll tell you.
Give me your guess.
Well, your man's going to do steal, and the other guy... Well, the other guy might do steal as well, because he's so annoyed.
Well, I'm done.
Okay. You are stealing.
You cannot change the balls now.
Oh my God. This game is cruel.
Or steal. Congratulations, you're both split and agency.
Oh my God. What? Oh my. So what was he just winding him up?
I don't think he's winding him up. I think he is testing the man's character. Because obviously people go, yeah, I'm going to split. Of course I'll split. And then the other person goes, yeah, I'm going to split too. And that's not a rigorous test of character.
Yeah.
And they're both lying. Instead, what he's doing is he is lying, but underneath it, he knows he's going to split. But he doesn't know about this guy. So he's like, if I put him through this boot camp of like morality, how will he fare? And he starts talking about his dad, and he starts talking about like what it means to tell the truth. And you can tell he's an honest guy. So I think for this guy, it's enough to then take the risk of being like, right, I'm going to split with him then. I think he's going to do it.
So if your man there, the other guy, the bald guy, had done steal, he would have got all the money.
All the money.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm stressed out after watching that.
I know. I've sat like watching just this bit of the show. Like I've seen like 50 of them.
Oh my God.
Because it's just so
compulsive viewing.
Yeah. And it's really hard to predict what they're going to do. And it's like what people say and what they mean and what they do are three so separate things. And sometimes they align, but almost all the time it's like Venn diagrams, right?
Wow. Also, people who come up with game shows as well. I'm like, how do they think of them? Like, you think every game show in the world has now been invented and exhausted. They're always like coming up with new ones. It's mad.
I was part of the testing panel for a game show once.
What did you have to do?
So a friend of mine, Otis, like knows a producer at ITV. So they were like, can you come in and we're just going to road test some ideas? We'll pay your expenses. We'll give you a free lunch.
Right. Yeah.
Like, all right. Yeah. Sounds fun. Got nothing else to do of an afternoon. So we went in there and they actually plied us with free booze as well. So it's not bad.
Drunk
occasion.
while you're being a contestant.
And I can talk about it because it did eventually turn into a show, but they turned it into celebrities. But the thing is, you come in there, everyone puts their credit card, whatever, in the middle, and then you play a series of sort of challenges. Like one was like, okay, you text someone, and the first person to receive a reply, you take out your card, and the last person, their card stays. All right, so you go through, and we actually did it, and Kaitlyn was quite quick.
Oh,
And obviously we weren't playing for real money, but on the show they are. And then you go through sort of a series of challenges, and the last person at the end then has to foot the bill for and you're at a restaurant. And so as you get out, you're like, you know, bottle of champagne, please. I'll have
Yes.
the lobster.
Okay.
That
That's
kind of
quite
thing.
a good idea.
It is a good idea. That's how it got made. But you could tell the people, the producers, the creatives, etc., were quite devious minded, because you do have to fuck with.
Yeah, you do.
people's
It's like it's
brain.
all about fucking with people. Yeah.
Yeah, which I feel is like that's not the way in which I'm creative.
Yeah. Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
a certain, I feel like there's probably a little streak of that in reality TV as well. Like the way it's gotten so much more cynical in terms of casting. It's like, are you just like casting vulnerable people at this point? You know, whereas I feel like maybe at the dawn of reality TV initially, it was just kind of like a mix of some people were hilarious and some people were just like regular dudes. And now it's like everyone has to be like almost on the verge of some sort of like mental breakdown to like get cast in a show.
Right. And just sort of like so desperately hungry for fame that it's just dripping off them in everything they say and do. I remember the change from the first series of Big Brother to the second. I watched the first series as everyone did when it came out. Like, wow, look at this thing. And it was a social experiment. And I remember season 2, they were like, so we changed it up a bit. You know, that kind of thing. It was like 2 rules I remember. It was like no books and no musical instruments. And I was like, I think I see the writing on the wall for what these fuckers actually want.
So were they allowed that in the first series then?
Yeah. So there's these really cool shots. It almost feels like from a different time of like someone's just sitting in the garden playing a tune. It's like, yeah, that's something they do. Or someone's like reading a book, and it's like, yeah, of course, that's normal. And then they have all the other interactions as well. But it's still.
So they're trying to make them like go a bit more stir crazy, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of twisted. The most twisted one, I think, is, I can't remember what it's called. Did you ever hear about the one about sleep?
I thought you were going to be like, have you ever heard of Love Island?
That is like, in terms of real-time impact on the world, that is definitely the most like.
Is sleep
horrible.
one where they deprive them of sleep?
Yeah.
That is wrong.
It is wrong. So I'm a lifelong insomniac, believe me. But I think this might tickle you because it's whoever manages to stay awake the longest wins, right?
Okay, yeah. Can't you die trying to stay awake?
Yep.
Yep, says Rob, being like, I've tried.
Imagine if that's what you went from. At the pearly gates, God would be like, Jesus, really? There's a lot.
Just closed your eyes and had a nap.
But yeah, that was the thing. They had people working on the show who they were monitoring their eyes. Because obviously, you know, we blink. Sometimes you might have a long blink. And they'd be like, you know, they'd be trying to catch them if they like, you know,
so
held their eyes closed. So if you went
to sleep, were you literally out of the show?
Yeah, you lose.
Oh my God.
And then not only that, but they'd bring in sort of like big plush pillows. Or there'd be challenges where you'd have to lie in a really comfy bed and just be like,
and not fall asleep. Oh my God. That's like when you're like in an airport or like, you know, when you really want to fall asleep and you can't. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when you're doing this one.
Yeah, exactly. And can you still not sleep, Rob?
I'm a bit better now. Kaitlyn is a calming force.
Okay, yeah.
I'm less of a chaotic person because of that. So that's part.
I think that's actually a thing. I think partners, when you end up sharing a bed with someone really calm, you can almost kind of take some of their sleep patterns like over a long period of time.
Oh, I completely, I think there's science behind that.
Yeah.
Like one of the devices I've got, you know, because ask anyone who's an insomniac, you try so many different things. One of this thing I've got is like this little strap that you put on and it sends pulses. And the pulses are very gentle, but they correspond with sleep, the pulses your body has when you're asleep.
Right.
So it's like called entrainment. It's like training your body to be in that state, and then you're more likely to fall asleep.
And does it work?
Sometimes, yeah.
It's because you were saying that your voice kind of went a bit slower. You were like more likely to fall asleep. I was just nodding off now.
Yeah, it does. I mean, like my younger brother, right? He's like, he's a person I've met. He's like, his sleep is so profound that it's like, what's the word? Not addictive, but like,
it's like death.
Yeah, it's like yes, good. You
It's like
can't
a
escape
coma.
it. We'd be on a family holiday coming
Yeah.
back, and everyone would start to go, "Oh God!" And you know what it would be? It'd be Jem would be, and it was just like sending waves through the car. It was like, wind the windows down.
Wait, are you saying his sleep is contagious?
Contagious. That's the word. As contagious as death.
That's hilarious. That's
Yeah.
so funny. He obviously got all the sleep genes.
He got them all. I don't know what happened to mine. No.
Have you ever read the book The Science of Sleep or Why We Sleep?
By Dr. Matthew Walker.
Yes. Oh my God, that book.
Isn't
That
that
book just
amazing?
makes you want to go to sleep like permanently. Like, you know, he says at the start, I hope you have a nap while you're reading this book. And I think it really is, I think it helps you realize that there's absolutely no shame in sleeping whenever you can.
Yeah.
Do you mean? Because I feel like I would have, especially through university, never have prioritized sleep, but then would have also been embarrassed about like sleeping in too late or like, you know, like going to bed randomly when you're tired. It's like, no, we should destigmatize going to sleep because it literally like prevents Alzheimer's. Like the book's mad.
I think like being sleep deprived, like if it's enough, is akin to being like wasted, like blackout drunk. It's like that much of an effect
on your body.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, he does say in the book that he feels bad. He was like, I think I've also made like anxious sleepers potentially even more anxious with this book, which was never my intention. I'm like, you can also see how that would happen. Like, you know, like,
do you get enough sleep?
I'm a very heavy sleeper, so I'm trying to get better at getting more sleep though. But as in, you know, I could fall asleep standing up almost. So
really,
yeah.
Are you able to nap?
I'm not a big napper.
No. If you're going to do it properly.
Exactly. Yeah. Do it standing up and do it properly.
What would you say is the weirdest or most uncomfortable place you've ever slept?
Well, I often, ever since I went interrailing, my friend would just lie down in the corridors of the train to go to sleep instead of trying to cram yourself into a chair. Yeah. And sometimes since then I have done that on trains. Like if I'm really tired, I'll just like find a patch of floor and I mean, it's not like exactly a crazy place, but it makes sense to just lie on a flat surface instead of like squeezing.
Instead of the chair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm
gotta utilize the floor. Also, I feel like if you're like a dancer, performer person, I feel like the floor is your friend more than like it is to normal people. You know, like we kind of come into rehearsal rooms and mostly you'd sit down or you'd like, I feel like if you're more of a physical person, you're like, well, the ground is to be lied on.
Yeah, I remember. I can't remember what the show was, but like, you know, the cast and creatives were hanging around, and we were far enough in the process that we're all really comfortable with each other, and it's our space kind of thing. And these like producery types came in, and were like, "What are you doing?" And we were like, what? But meanwhile, like one of us is lying down with our legs up against the wall. The other one's in this strange squat. Someone's just like sitting
Someone's
down.
getting a massage from the director.
Yeah, it's true. Well, you know, you've got to get semi-supine.
Yeah, exactly.
Alignment.
Exactly.
Very important. Yeah, I miss performing too. Well, look, I mean, you had an audition the other day, so fingers crossed that goes well.
Yes,
for you.
I had an in-person audition, which was nice.
In-person audition with masks?
Yeah, with masks, and actually we were meant to go in groups of people that were in your bubble. So I'd been doing a workshop with a girl the week before, so we went in kind of as a bubble, but it does feel like this weird mixture of either you can't be in a room at all, and that's probably the safest thing to do, or you're in a room with all these rules that are meant to protect you but actually probably don't at all and are just like a load of faff for everyone.
For sure.
You know, like it's so much you know, what's the word, lip service.
I know people don't know.
It's got to be done, but like it's tricky.
It's got to be done,
and also a biggest thing is ventilation. Well, my mum's like a nurse, and she's just so big, and she actually works supporting nursing homes who are having crazy COVID outbreaks. So she's basically a COVID expert. She's always like, ventilation, like open the windows, open the doors, and I've been in loads of rooms where everyone's wearing a mask but there's no windows open. I'm like, guys, if there's COVID in this room, these masks,
it's not gonna we have to blow the COVID away.
Blow the COVID away.
Which is why I heard that actually planes are actually safer than a lot of places.
Yeah, apparently the
It's
ventilation
constant.
in planes is good. Yeah.
But I've only taken one plane since COVID, and it was not for a fun occasion. But I kind of enjoy flying. But there's this weird moment where everyone's masked at all time,
Yeah.
apart from meal times where we all simultaneously take our masks off and eat, and then we all put our masks back up. And at that point, I'm like, if there is COVID here,
Yeah.
we've all got it.
Yeah, it's not
But
going
there
to
isn't
pause
COVID
for
here.
lunchtime on the plane.
No, and the amount of tests that you have to do to even fucking get on the thing, it's like, but people, like you say, it's lip service, and
I
I
know.
get it. Is it better than nothing? I'm
Yeah, I
not
know.
sure.
I know.
I'm not sure.
And Rob, what will you be doing when things end again? Or do you have things on the horizon or things you want to do? Or
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it
Yeah.
feels like such a fucking dream. Because I was on the fucking West
yeah,
End.
you were
when
on the West End.
Everything.
That's not gonna.
That's
ever
apparently going to come
resurface?
back, but
Okay.
where we were, that theatre doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I know. That's Trafalgar
not
Square
that
Studios, is it?
Yeah, Trafalgar Studios. So we were the last place there. And
what? It's complete. That space is gone completely now.
they've combined it into just one space now, made it bigger. So yeah, venue's still there, but not for small shows. So
Yeah.
another small
And that's the
venue in the
thing.
West End
Actually, I
goes.
feel like in central London, to find like a small, really intimate venue where a show could move from like a pub theater, if you're not going
Yep.
straight to Soho or somewhere else,
Yep.
there's actually not that many
No.
really small spaces like that. So it's really
No.
shame to hear of something
know.
like that going.
Although there's one that's opening in somewhere that used to be like a sex theatre, something like that.
Ooh.
In Soho, they're going to convert into a little, I think it's like 120 seater,
Okay, nice.
which is good news
Yeah.
because like you say, the West End is kind of lacking those things. It's mousetrap or bust, as they say.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, what I've been doing, Eva, is this shit. I've been trying my hand at. I built this thing out of.
What is this, like a full home studio?
It's like got a,
Oh my gosh.
all of this kind of stuff.
This
So-
is profesh.com.
I know, it's not bad, right?
And what kind of stuff do you do? Just like loads of audio, radio, podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, I do
music?
that, yeah, and then like voiceover work and stuff. So, trying to keep creative stuff going while I'm not able to be on a stage, which is the thing that I want to do.
To be fair, you have a great voice for radio, which when you say it sounds like an insult, it sort of sounds like you have a face for radio, but like you do have a voice for radio.
And a face.
And a face for radio.
Love you, babes.
Beep. Rob ends the call.
No. I'm having so much fun. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages, but
I know it's been ages. I feel like we're those kind of old friends that go back so far that like we see each other twice a year and it feels normal, but really we probably should make more of an effort.
Yeah, because you're in a new place now, aren't you?
Yeah, I moved.
How is it?
So this year, because it felt like my entire career was on ice, and I was like, as like everyone in the arts at home, being depressed. So I decided to learn to drive, get engaged, and move house.
And it all happened. Wow. You look at you. Is this the secret? Are you manifesting your destiny, Eva? What's going on?
I mean, I didn't think my destiny would be so heteronormative and predictable, but yeah, I guess I am manifesting my destiny.
Yeah, you're like manifesting my destiny, and I wish it was.
Yeah, it's like it's in suburbia in Kent. No, I'm joking.
You don't get to choose it, do you?
Every day I mow my lawn with the scissors. Yeah, no, it's I guess I tried to be like, okay, how can I enjoy this year or like enjoy life this year? Like, because like we were talking about earlier on, I think for me, like everything is so work focused all the time.
Yeah.
My life is very much driven by my work. And I think when you work in something like this that requires a lot of passion, like that's mostly fine, but then I think there's also like a bit of reckoning to be done with like how much does my job define me? Like if we don't work, we have to be able to enjoy the times that we're not working instead of like fall into a pit of despair.
Yeah.
So I think that is a balancing act, which I've been trying to get a bit better at.
I couldn't agree more. What do you have any like hacks? I remember when the fucking lockdown first happened, one of the first memes was like, there was a plague in 1580 whatever, and Shakespeare wrote Hamlet kind of thing. So, you know, use your time productively. And I was probably, I don't know, masturbating at the time or something.
Yeah. Being like, I know, I am.
Have you managed to, has it dented your, or are you still as
I
prolific
feel
as ever?
like,
You are
no.
insanely prolific.
I feel like I am getting on top of my stuff again now, like a year on. I think I had a bit in the beginning. I was like doing, I think there was a lot of small project call outs for different artists being like, you know, write this short play, take part in this thing. We ran like that mini film festival for a bit.
It was so fun.
So we did lots of fun little things, but then it kind of got more into the year and I was like, oh, I really miss like trying to get my teeth into like bigger projects, and then I felt very uninspired on the ones that I was kind of working on. So I feel like I'm getting back on the horse now. But no, I mean, I did a lot of yoga, and I did like some like open water swimming, like swimming in the sea whenever I could, swimming in Hampstead ponds, you know, like trying to change my headspace and stuff. But I'm not like, oh yeah, finish my novel, you know.
No.
So yeah, so
okay. So no hacks then. Fuck.
No hacks. Sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. Do you have any hacks?
Yeah, I had. I don't think you've met Stephen, but Stephen Lawton, who wrote One Jewish Boy. I had him on the.
Yeah, he was on your podcast.
He was on the show, and he had some good tips. Because, yeah, like the day before I spoke to him, I'd got this email at like 11:15, being like, congratulations, you've got this voice thing, right? It was like,
okay.
Oh, amazing, really exciting. And I was like so like pumped up. It was good news, right? But I was like excited. It was like my first kind of big thing in this new thing that I've been trying to work out. And I was awake till 4. And I was like, why am I checking my emails at 11:15?
Yeah.
And Stephen had this big thing of like, he was a similarly sort of chaotic state. And he was like, I'm just going to, you know, what's the cliche? Treat it like a job. So I'm going to, you know, have a routine. I'm going to clock in at a certain time. And I think I've read something about you doing a similar thing about like writing in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. I try and write every morning. I do like, have you ever heard of the book, The Artist's Way? It's an amazing book. It's amazing book.
Who's it by?
I can't remember the name of the woman off the top of my head.
Is it Julia?
Yes.
Julia Cameron.
Julia Cameron. She in the very beginning, it's basically like I think a 12-week program of like kind of unblocking creativity. And she has this thing in the morning which I use every morning called the morning pages. And she says you should just wake up and like pretty much as soon as you can get a pen and a paper and just write 3 kind of free flowing stream of consciousness A4
automatic
pages.
writing, is that?
Similar, I guess.
Similar.
Like you're not meant to, especially for the first few weeks, you're not meant to read the pages at all. So you literally just write them and put them away, and you can kind of go back to them eventually. But like that, I think really is a really good like routine to get into. And she also has other really good tricks. Like she says like you have to take yourself on an artist date once a week, and like you have to go on your own. So like,
I like that. Take
yourself to the cinema, take yourself to a play, go on a walk and think about, you know, like, and look at nature, you know, it can be anything, but it's like, I think, especially I'm the kind of person who I'm a very sociable kind of extrovert person. So I always would be like, I'll bring my friends, I'll go with my boyfriend, and like actually the discipline of being like, no, you have to like nurture your own creativity, I think is really good. So yeah, I think over the years I have gotten better at getting into kind of like you said, like Stephen said, like a routine. But I feel like even if I do clock off, it's like, how do you actually clock off in your head? That is like something I've never fully figured out.
I think that's definitely a different challenge. But it's almost like, for me, I don't think I'll be able to, but it's almost like artificially limiting something will just have a knock-on effect. Like if I'm just like, okay, I won't check my email after 8 p.m, then I'm still going to have thoughts, but I'm not going to have like those crazy.
Also, Rob, you should not check your email after 6 p.m.
Do you think?
Yes. Like what the hell? You're like.
But what about 6:05? The chance of a lifetime might come. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is hard, but yeah, I think you're right. Putting those boundaries in place can be really helpful. Like when I first started working with Hildy, she had a normal 9 to 5 job kind of when we started working together. she was very much like, we shouldn't work weekends. Whereas before then I had always written on Saturdays, you know, because I would like, oh, well, it's an extra day and I'm freelance and da-da. And I think actually taking the weekends to just have fun like a normal person is something I've done over the last few years. And I think it's really important. And you're going to come back in a much better headspace on a Monday.
Yeah, same.
If a bit hungover.
Yeah, a lot hungover. But you look like you're in shape, unlike me. I've fucking put on pounds during this lockdown.
Oh my God,
your
no.
discipline. Sorry.
Also, sorry, Rob, you're ageless. Like, you've looked the same since I met you 10 years ago.
That's not true, but you're being nice. I'll take it.
Yeah, I feel like I've done a load of yoga, and I've like become obsessed with handstanding and roller skating.
Oh, really? Can you do a full freestanding handstand?
Yeah, basically.
Eve.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'll fall over, but I can, like, my longest one is I've held this for 40 seconds, which is like...
What?
Yeah.
Not against the wall?
Not against the wall.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I say, sometimes it'll take me like 3-4 attempts to actually get up there, but I've gotten good at it. And I feel like it's been a lot of work. Like, I'm the kind of person who I feel like as long as I can remember in rehearsals, I would always be trying to handstand. It was like a thing that I was always doing. And like finally over lockdown, I started to actually balance. And it's like those really small things like that, or like getting better at roller skating, not falling over every time you put them on. Like they've been my small like achievements this year. So
yeah. Shakespeare wrote Hamlet, but you can roller skate.
Yeah, exactly. Take that. Also, you didn't read Hamlet, did you? Look, I have a copy of it right here. An amazing book by Maggie O'Farrell called Hamlet, and basically it's based
Shakespeare's son.
Shakespeare's son was called Hamlet.
He died.
He died, and this is what that book is about, and it is excellent. It is like a masterful novel, and I would recommend to everyone.
It's a novel, so it's just like
it's a reimagining,
but based on
actually mostly Shakespeare's wife, and then the death of his son. But it's a really, really good book.
That's cool. I'm going to look that up, definitely. You know, I learned the other day there's only one piece of handwriting from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
One signature on one thing.
We actually know so little about him.
Yeah. But what do you think about people who think that he didn't write the plays?
I don't know, actually. Like, I feel like I don't probably know enough about like Shakespeare kind of scholarship and stuff to know the ins and outs. But like,
sorry, when I booked you for this show, Shakespeare scholar.
I thought you were a scholar of Shakespeare.
I guess I'll just delete the fuck out of this thing then, yeah? I'm just wasting my...
Yeah, do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if multiple people wrote them. It's a huge body of work. It is.
And like working in the theatre, you know, yeah, the writer comes with most of the stuff, but like part of the process is like, what if I don't say this bit? Or what? How about instead of like I do, you know, there's all that kind of stuff.
I mean, how many plays did he write? He wrote like a lot of plays. Ooh. And we know so little about him, really.
How many Shakespeare plays? Go on.
This woman who wrote the novel, Maggie O'Farrell, was saying as well that like we know nothing about his wife, really. That was kind of why she wanted to write the book. And she was saying that like, you know, she was combing through all this academic research and like all she could find were like a few dismissive lines about his wife. It's like, you know, he's so huge in like English history and our culture, and yet it's like very much a mystery man.
And like we were saying earlier, like you were saying about like sharing a bed with someone, like sharing a life with someone, that is like such a crucial part of who you are. And then
and their work probably. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you must bounce ideas off Dan and your mates and whatever, like we all do, right? But then, you know, when you're that much in someone's life, it's like, I have Kaitlyn like check my copy if I'm writing anything.
Oh yeah. Right? No, I think if
like,
you're like living with someone and making something, like whether you share your material directly with them or not, they're such an intrinsic part of your life that like if someone was to write an autobiography about you and or a biography and they left Kaitlyn out of it, that would be like fairly, you know, I would be contacting the publisher. Excuse me. Yeah, but another really interesting thing actually about Shakespeare and Hamlet is he wrote all through plague times, like you were saying about that meme, and none of his plays ever reference the plague.
Yeah, not directly.
not directly, and like he was living through like an ongoing pandemic basically, and his work would constantly be like moved out of London, and they would have to perform where there wasn't the plague and then come back in when it was like had the numbers were lower, and like people have kind of hypothesized or speculated that possibly the reason he didn't mention it directly is because his son died of it and it was so traumatic.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Again,
Who knows? But that's a good theory. Also, like, he's
also
good
no people don't want to fucking hear about plague,
exactly.
do they?
That's
Like, I don't want to watch a COVID-19 play ever.
Ugh. Do you know what I mean? I can just see it now next year, like this summer blockbuster, you know, and they've got the masks and it's like lockdown or whatever, you know, some bullshit. And it's like, why would...
Or be like COVID the musical, like that will 100% go to Edinburgh.
Oh my God, Edinburgh already has 50 COVID musicals.
Yeah. Actually running right now.
Is the Fringe going ahead this year? Actually, it is.
It is apparently going ahead in a much
like
more
hybrid?
scaled down version. Yeah. So I think I'm probably gonna send some stuff up virtually. We just got funding to re-record, like remount one of our shows and kind of send it in like as a digital thing, but I didn't really feel like it was worth going in person this year.
No, it doesn't feel the same thing, does it?
No. And like, yeah, the audiences are going to be so restricted, and like it's great that they're doing something live, and like hopefully it can be like really localized Scottish artists and Scottish audiences, and maybe that will be nice for once.
Yeah, right.
But I don't think it will be the same kettle of fish.
No, and it's like, give me heroin or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. As they say.
I don't know why we're coming up with these aphorisms.
If you're the mousetrap, you can run.
It's been said. I mean, you know, 4 times in this conversation and no other time ever, but it's been said. I just realized we've gone over an hour. Are you
Yeah, I should probably go at some point.
Okay. Well, we'll start to wrap it up, I guess, rather than sort of making it a hard like spy.
Okay. Yeah.
But what else can we talk about? You know what, something I've always wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Your theatre company, Sunday's Child.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful company, lovely people, good plays, blah 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 blah. Where's the name come from?
I was born on a Sunday. Sunday's Child. That was it. You know the poem, like Sunday's Child is like Bonnie and Clyde and Grace. Yeah, Sunday's Child is basically just the best. Okay, one of them is terrible. What is it? Is it like
That's
Wednesday?
Not how the poem goes.
Wednesday's Child is full of woe. So
I remember Wednesday's
shit wouldn't
full
be
of
born
woe.
on Wednesday.
It's
the child that's born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. That's the kind of last line. So it kind of implies that Sunday's Child is the best.
Do you know the whole poem?
No. Monday's Child is fair of face. Tuesday's Child. No, I'm making it up now.
Yeah, it did sound like
Wednesday's Child full of... Thursday's Child has far to go, I think is one of them.
Let's have a look. If you wouldn't mind, in your finest.
Oh, yes, okay. Monday's Child is fair of face. Tuesday's Child is full of grace. Wednesday's Child is full of woe. Thursday's Child has far to go. Friday's Child is loving and giving. Saturday's Child must work for a living. But the child that is born on the Sabbath day or Sunday is fair and wise and good and gay. So there you go.
Gutted if you're
Shit
on a Saturday.
one for Saturday, yeah.
All you gotta do is work, mate. All right, that's what you get. That's what you get.
Going to work, mate.
What a weird.
I know, what a weird poem. Actually, like, honestly, I'm glad that people don't ask me that often because it's not exactly a very glamorous thing to have named my company after, like a really weird, basic bitch poem. But
I wonder when I was born. If you had to guess what day of the week, you know me now. You know me. Be nice, but also be honest. Don't lie to me. What day do you think I was born? What child am I? Am I full of grace? Have I got to work for a living?
What about Monday? Were you born on Monday?
Fair of face. Oh,
yeah.
You charmer.
Were you born on Monday?
I don't know. I'm looking it up now. No, Tuesday.
Tuesday
evening as well. So I'm quite close to being full of woe.
Close, on the border.
I spend my life on the border of woe.
A lot of all the young people these days are getting their astrology charts done. And don't you need to know like the day you're born, the date you're born? You got to combine. So, yeah. We're so old we haven't even bothered to get it done, Rob. It could change our lives.
Nah. I read once that the star signs are based on like the positions of the stars, like when they came up with astrology. So like
Right.
hundreds or whatever, thousands of years ago,
Yeah.
however old it is, a long time ago. It's like the stars aren't actually in that position anymore. Like,
Rob's like, sorry, can I just interrupt this broadcast? Like, astrology is not real. Star signs, you know, they make them up in the newspaper columns. They just make them up. So
yeah, I've honed in on the most irrelevant aspect. You see, it's not scientific, but only for this reason.
it was really specific, niche, random reason.
Well, Eva, do you have a final thought, a message for me, for the listener, for the world?
Get out and enjoy the sun if possible. It's really hot today.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, I was doing that thing, I was catastrophizing. I was like, oh my God, what if 2021 is like as bad as 2020? But then I was like, you know what? We've got a whole beautiful other half of the year like stretching in front of us. So I would say go forth, enjoy the sun, and enjoy all these lovely months that we have. That was like quite a weird final closing statement, but do you know what I mean? Like
it's a beautiful
don't catastrophize like I do, basically.
Yeah. Or if you find yourself catastrophizing, remind yourself
to
align yourself in balance a bit more.
Yeah, and just like open the Metro, read your little astrology column, check what's going on star sign wise, and go from there.
Yeah. And if it says something nasty, ignore it. It never does it?
No.
It's never like, you are, born 23rd of April 1995? Oh, you're an insufferable bastard, you know.
No hope for you.
Well, it's been so lovely to have you on the show, and also just to talk to you, because it's always lovely to talk to you. But thank you so much for coming on. It's been really great.
A real privilege and a pleasure, Rob.
Oh, let's see each other soon in reality.
Yes, IRL.
In meat space, as they call it.
Okay, great.
I like to weird you out just before saying goodbye.
Yeah.
Just so when you hang up, you're like, he is a fucking weird.
What a weird guy.
All right. I love you. I will see you later.
Okay, bye, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Adios.